Yeah, your sources are pretty good. Was it last night you had the predicted weight down to 1 kilo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backroom research.
Yeah. Was it MI5? Is that what it is? Or?
No, it's just a cool stroll around the warm-up room too.
Cool stroll, yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's hope he makes it. He's only 18 years of age. Don't want him to go home without a total, so let's get on his side here and hope that he can pick this up. Got to get really under that bar. Got to be aggressive. Petrol running out. Well, he's given it a good shot. I'm not sure about the left arm, Randy.
You know, it's interesting because I was watching his feet because, you know, that right foot caught my eye earlier. Well, good call, David. He gets it, but only 2-1.
Yeah, and it's the left referee who would be looking at that left arm.
Yeah, I'll watch this now in slow motion because I was watching the right foot.
It's in the early part of the jerk.
Working to stand up. See, it was hard for him. Let's watch this arm. David spots, straightens out. Yeah, it unlocks and straightens out. Yeah.
So for me, the jury should step in and sadly say no lift, but maybe they're going to be charitable and give him his total. Interesting, though, you know, what was that statement? You're not there as the jury or the referee to interpret the rules. You're there to enforce the rules.
All right, what's going on here?
Has been called. There's 189 kilos, so we stop the clock. Yes.
Is that the Albanian who just left here?
The 189 kilos.
I'm curious.
Yeah, he's really melted. He's really got quite a meltdown. I wonder what the deal is. Maybe because, you know, did not perform at the level that he wanted to. And the coaches are consoling him. Some coaches would be smacking him.
I'll tell you what, something very interesting. He entered a total of 360 and he made 341. He was very close to the 20-kilo rule where he would have been disqualified.
Yeah, and maybe that's what he knows.
But he wasn't disqualified.
No, but I mean that it was that close. He was really on a tightrope.
But hey, he got a total despite what I think was a press out because he had the guts to go for it. Oh, Stramiak trying to use the bounce there.
Yeah, barely paused to get set up. I mean, I think, frankly, he kind of rushed that. It looks like, you know, he's kind of like, okay, I'm done. That was not a good night.
Very much a journeyman lifter. He's never hit the heights. He gets in there. He serves Poland well, but, you know, in terms of getting points for the team, yes. In terms of winning championship medals, really, no.
He's really quite muscular. When you see him in person, you'd think he'd lift more than he does.
Yeah, when you look at Stramiak, he's finished there on 337. He got a silver medal in the Europeans, not this year, but last year with 351. 337 to 350, that's a huge gap. That's a real big deterioration.
Big attempt from Martirosyan, and he would like to really knock this thing out of the park and kind of assert himself.
10 kilos down on his opener, Randy.
Yeah, being conservative.
Very.
Shadi.
Power jerk.
Yeah, now I said it would be good if he had a really assertive opener. He had it there. Now, I hadn't noticed he had come down 10 kilos. That telegraphs one thing, but he had a commanding presence on that lift. He power jerks it and sort of like, hey, look at this. This is nothing. He needs to make a statement here that he's here to lift big weights. Watch this, strong clean, watch the power jerk, drive the bar up, go down to about a quarter squat position, just sticks that.
Looking for 200, though. He's got to get to 200 if he wants to keep in this race. So, Martirosyan, 356. And to put that in relation, he's now 14 kilos short of his entered total with 2 attempts to come. At the other end of the scale, here is Kerimai. Only got 1 out of 3 in the snatch phase. He's got 1 good attempt on 186 here. And 2 out of 6. The stats are horrible. You can't win medals. You certainly can't win championships with that sort of performance. And that's a really, well, it's an evening to forget, quite honestly. Come out to fight another day, because to see how far he never got under the bar. Now, the Egyptian, Ibrahim Ramadan, 150. Had a good go at the 2 snatch attempts at 155, didn't come off, but opening up here on 191. Realistically, has to think of clean and jerk medals if he wants to be on the podium. Good enough to secure his total. And Ramadan better than he did last year in the clean and jerk in Antalya, when he was 2 kilos short of where he is now, so a little bit more encouraging. Goes up into overall 4th place with 341. But again, that leaves him 19 kilos off his entered total of 360. And again, just to reiterate that you must finish inside 20 kilos of your entered total. If you don't do that, even if you get a total and you're outside 20 kilos, you will be disqualified and your performances will not count and you will not be ranked. And 1 or 2 too close to that line. But to be fair to Ramadan, he does have 2 more attempts to come. Now, the bar sitting on 195 at the moment, and it could well be Ramadan coming out. I think it will be, because Su Dayun of China is not going to come out till the bar gets to 201. 197 is what the Olympic champion Sa Yae-hook wants as his opener, and Liu of China looking for 200, like Marty Rossian is on his second attempt. So 4 kilos more here for this second effort, but 191, that equaled his personal best. This is new territory. Struggles to clean. He's unlucky in a way that he hasn't got anybody who wants this weight to give him a little bit more respite and preparation time. So he's going to have to come out yet again within 2 minutes to have another go. And it's this lift which really uses up the energy. So we should go 197 for the Olympic champion, and then we start hitting the 200s. And body weight could yet come into play. The man who has the advantage in terms of kilos on the board and body weight, Liu, the 2009 champion. Not home yet, but looking pretty well placed to regain that title. Well into his warm-up now.
Chercher 6 quotas, ce qui est le maximum, offert aux 6 meilleures nations des 2 derniers championnats du monde.
So he's taken all that he thinks he needs. 45 seconds still to go. So at this moment, this would take him to 3:46. But 19 kilos at this moment off his entered total. Not where you want to be. Well recovered. And that whizzes him up into 2nd place overall. And what with all the retirements, the failures, the withdrawals and everything else, there are really only now 4 men left in the competition. So last year, this man was ranked 7th in the world. Mathematically, can't be worse than 6th now. But leads the clean and jerk, so he has that consolation. And Sa Ye Hook, 197 to start his campaign here in the second half of the competition. Well, he's a fighter, and this is where we expect him to show his best form, and don't rule out a third attempt, which could be really extravagant to go for a clean and jerk or even a total medal.
He is within the 2 minutes required for his recovery. There could be a change in movement. So will not stay here. Definitely not. 200 kilos, please.
200 kilos goes on the bar, and it's going to be the first lift of Lou, the man who has the lead. Currently, Martirosyan in the overall lead. He's also posted 200 for his second attempt. Su, the other Chinese lifter, posted 201 for his starter. He's obviously still to come. Incidentally, the clean and jerk world record, it's one of those extraordinary achievements, dates back to Trenchin in the Slovak Republic, 2001. 210 kilos. Oleg Perepechenov of Russia. Power jerk. Very confident. Had to wait for the down signal there. 2-1 against. So, right-hand referee looking at press outs, particularly from his angle, would be on Lou's right arm. Now, so far, the jury fairly motionless, not anybody making a move at the moment. Let's have a look at that right arm. Well, 2-1, he gets it. And Lou leads with a total of 370, right on his entered total. And now Martirosyan to take a 10-kilo increase here. Now, this would take him to 366 and would restore him to a 4-kilo deficit, the situation at the half-time interval. The defending champion badly needs this. It's a weight he regularly achieves, but is he absolutely in tip-top condition? Great clean. Very economical. Power jerk. Oh, technical mistake. Strong enough, but the bar went forward. His hips went back, and he lost that. He had it, and he lost it. Well, the championship might just have ebbed away there for him because of what he's got to do, which is to come out again and try 200. But the problem is, it'll be his third attempt, and even if he does that, he can't catch Lou. He does have the option to go for broke. He's in second place overall, so arguably he shouldn't go down to 4th place, but suddenly the Olympic champion becomes a danger to Martirosyan. So we've waited a long time for this to really unfold into a nip-and-tuck competition, with the chess pieces being moved around backstage by the coaches of the respective men. And now Su Ja-jin. Now this is very interesting, because in the Asian Games last year in Guangzhou and the World Championships in Antalya, it was in this phase, the clean and jerk, that he ran into problems. 190 in the Asian Games, didn't get any of them. 197 in the World Championships, didn't get any of those either. So a year on. 3 power jerks. And Su Ja-jin, who started, of course, 4 kilos behind his teammate Liu, has now reduced that to 3. But he still has a body weight disadvantage over his Chinese teammate. So Su Ja-jin moves up into 2nd place overall. Pushes Martirosyan down to 3rd. In 4th is Yahuk. Still leading is Liu, and the bar at 202. Martirosyan, by the way, has put the bar up to 202, and he's going for broke. And Martirosyan tactics here will be to try and get an overall medal, and he's keeping an eye on the Korean. Korean has posted 205. Now this 202, this would take him 12 kilos up to 368. And that would take him largely away from the Korean. But the Korean does have 2 attempts left. But this is where you witness the poker game. They've put all the chips in the center of the table on this lift, the Armenian camp. Well, woe for the defending champion. He has a bronze medal in the snatch phase. He has no medal in the clean and jerk. He is clinging on to the bronze medal overall, but he is vulnerable now to the Korean, who is only 2 kilos behind him. You can just see how deep and behind he was there. There's no way to actually save this. And this is not the world champion of last year. But now spirits are high for Yahuk, Japan. 203 kilos. But on our board, we had him posted at 205. So that. So 203, this is a 6 kilo increase. This will take him to 260. At this particular moment in time, it's all about moving himself up from 4th into the overall 3rd medal position. He would, of course, with this, go into the lead in the clean and jerk as well. So this is the sort of storming finish we've seen before from the Korean. First the medal, then one more attempt to go for glory. Doesn't mess around. Straight over the head. Well, 2-1, which means that the right arm predominantly is the arm in question there. Interesting to see this on the slow motion. Now, let's have a look at that right arm as he puts it. Very marginal, but he's got the majority vote there, 2-1. That's all that matters. So the bar going to 205 kilos. We're not going for Perepichanov's world record, that's for sure. Although I say that, I'm just thinking about the Korean. The Korean is noted for going for extravagant last lifts to pull it out of the fire. And he might just have a pop at the world clean and jerk record, which has stood now for 10 years. It's one of the longest records. So the leader at halfway, the current leader. Power jerk to take him to 375 kilos. And Liu is now just 3 kilos short of the total he amassed in 2009 in Goyang, and he looks relaxed, he looks confident, he looks ready to take on all comers. So the Olympic champion, the Korean, letting the Chinese have the stage at the moment and just waiting to use that one lift extravagantly to see where he can take himself to. Now 206 kilos here. It's a 5 kilo increase, which will take him to 372. And will narrow the gap to his teammate to 3 kilos. But he is heavier as well, but this would be great if he can get this. Gets deep, but he's got terrific strength there, drives up, and he's on fire. No question about that. 367 kilos now becomes 372, and he goes into silver medal position. Gold to Liu of China at the moment, Su in silver, Tsai Ye-hook of Korea in bronze, Marty Rossian nothing, only fourth. The Armenians, who've so far had a very disappointing championship. Meline Delucian last evening just not able to compete at all in the women's competition. In the women's 69, just had 3 failures in the snatch phase, just went out of the competition. The heart just drained out of her. And it's a world record attempt. 10 long years. I said that the Korean often goes for extravagant lifts. Well, this would be some lift. This is 8 kilos up on his successful second attempt. And this is all about going for the clean and jerk goal, but taking the clean and jerk world record as well. Oleg Perepechenov of Russia, the man who lifted 210 in the European Championships in the Slovak Republic in 2001. Many have tried, none have succeeded. Can this man finally do it? He has to take a kilo more than Perepechenov's 210 to actually create and break the record. You're not allowed to equal it. That does not count. So to lead in the clean and jerk, to enhance his third place in the overall championship, but to get the world record. 20 seconds. Fantastic. Better clean than the second time. Oh. Well, it's a brave attempt. But he's not alone at having a go, because the 2 Chinese lifters are going to have a go as well. He was the first of three. Good clean, but the strength's just not there on this day. But the Olympic champion has come up from 5th and halfway to take the overall bronze. And now Liu, 375 kilos. He's 3 kilos ahead of his colleague. This is a 6 kilo lift. 6 kilo increase to take him to 381 kilos. Nobody in the World Championships or in the Olympic Games has ever lifted this amount in this weight category. Can he do it? Oh! So he leads, but it's down to the very last lift and his own teammate, Su Da-jin. Ironically, the man who at the last 2 major competitions has failed. Gets very deep. Well, this will be something. It's a 4 kilo increase, which would take him to 376. 1 kilo better than Liu of China, his teammate. He needs the extra kilo because he is the heavier man. So, this for the Championship of the World, this for the world record, and this for the man who's never won the world title, to deny his own teammate who won it in 2009. The third and final lift for this man, the last lift in the competition. He can't stand, and Liu Jia-yun regains the world title, and Oleg Perepetchenov's clean and jerk record stands for at least another year. 210 kilos. Well, I say for another year, well, for another series of attempts, which will come up in most likely the Olympic Games. But at the end of what turned out to be fascinating at the end, Liu Jia-yun, with 375 kilos, wins the title. The silver medalist is teammate Su Da-jin with 372. In the bronze medal, 360, Sa Yae-hook, and he represents, of course, Korea, and the former champion, the champion of last year in Antalya. A disappointing day for Tigran Martirosyan, only 356 kilos. Completing the top 5, the Egyptian Ibrahim Ramadan Ibrahim on 345. And a lot of failures and withdrawals. As you see, the clean and jerk results there. A really good climax to this competition. And Randy, fantastic finale.
Yeah, although, you know, I came out of the snatches saying even though they were misses, they were dramatic. I would say, you know, having 3 world record attempts was dramatic. The last miss, I don't know, wasn't that exciting. The first 2. Yeah, I know. And still, Perepetchenov's record stands. Oleg must just be grinning, you know, wherever he is in Russia right now, grinning, you know, having set that. But interesting, we saw 2 missed jerks and missed clean. We saw a missed squat jerk. We saw a missed split jerk.
Yeah, and 1 or 2 controversial decisions there as well. But at the end of the day, China have got 1-2, so a few more smiles from them. This is the situation at the end of the championship. Liu Jia-yun regains the title that he won in Goyang. Su Da-yun puts away the nightmares of missing all those clean and jerks in major championships last year. And Sa, the Korean, comes with that extravagant late run, which he's noted for, and pulls himself up into overall 3rd. And a really disappointing day at the office for the world champion of 2010, Tigran Martirosyan. Not a bad performance there by the Egyptian there. He's a long way off the lead, but he 345, not too bad. And the man from the B group, Razvan Martin for Romania, finishing in 6th place. Well, Randy, it was sort of a bit of a roller coaster there. Competition's very definitely of two parts.
Yeah.
Look at all those people who didn't make it at the end of the day. The European champion, Yagi, Dudoglu, Kamba, and Balul. We're going to take a little break. Back for the medals after this. Well, this competition over a little quicker than we anticipated, Randy, due to the number of people who fell by the wayside one way or another. And have a look at this. Not often you see 3 attempts at a world record and they all go down.
Right, and all in different ways. So that was what, his first attempt or second attempt?
That'd be second attempt, second attempt, which ultimately proved to be good enough. So
his second?
Yeah, 2:06. This was his second attempt, which secured him ultimately the silver medal. I mean, actually, he got the tactics absolutely right. I mean, he just needed the world record. Or I say just needed the world record, but that would have been, for any of the 3, it would have been a great way to round it off.
We had to work to stand up with that. These squat jerkers, you know, this is as tough as doing a squat snatch, but there's even more weight overhead. These 2 guys really gave quite a lesson in squat jerking. They were really smooth out there.
So, as the medal ceremony sequence runs, I guess those of you who've been with us over the past days, you'll know we award the snatch medals first, then the clean and jerk, then the total. So in the snatch phase, the bronze medal goes to Tigran Martirosyan. I have to say, for this man who's a very consistent achiever, it's not much of a consolation prize. But I just want to mention also again Razvan Martin of Romania, who may feel a bit aggrieved that he wasn't in the A group, having lifted 158 kilos. And Martirosyan, well, he got the bronze medal with 166, which was obviously well ahead.
Not really what he hoped for tonight, don't you think? I mean, he's got to leave a bit disappointed, I would think.
Oh, I think he's hugely disappointed. I think the Olympic Committee of Armenia are huge. They all turned up. Well, they all turned up in the Armenian seats, the huge flag, but they weren't standing, and the flag wasn't being waved.
So that's what the flag was for. You know, I didn't even put that together. I saw guys coming in here this morning with a flag that was probably what, 30 feet long.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Enormous.
Yeah, and the Armenians have not had a good championship so far. We haven't seen, you know, we haven't seen the success that. You know, a couple of years ago, well, I think from 2006 they started to fly, but not this championship.
Yeah.
Anyway, the silver medal going to Su Jiajin and the gold to Liu Zhao Yun.
Very short pose session, and they will step back, please.
Merci, merci, messieurs.
Let's step back, please.